Okay, okay, here we are. We're talking with Tina Colter, equine therapist, and she's going to talk to us about her practice.
Yeah, Tina, I just want to say something about Tina. I've known Tina now for almost a year. In fact, I've seen her in action in the barn. And Tina has been helping horses for 19 years. She is well known in the British Columbia, Alberta community, and now around the world because Zoom. So we invited Tina because she not only works on horses, but other pets as well. And we wanted to share with you what Tina does for animals. And so, Tina, how were you introduced to this amazing technology called LifeWave? And tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably about 2020, the summer of 2020, my horse really injured herself. And it was to the point where we weren't really sure how she was going to come back from it because she severed down to her joint capsule in her foot, along with cutting some tendons, ligaments, and what have you. So, we had a lot of stuff that we integrated. I was giving her supplements internally. I was, working on her body structurally almost every day. And I was looking for something else to help to get the healing process moving forward even more. And I was introduced by a friend, and I was pretty skeptical, but I was willing to try anything at this point, and I was really open to looking at it. And she just said, listen, this technology has been used on horses and they've done clinical trials. And so I perked up and went, okay, let's see how this works. So when I received them, I placed them on her leg, the light therapy patches, and within 2 days, the swelling disappeared. And I was on my hands and knees in the pasture looking, going, how is this happening so quickly? Because for a month or so, I couldn't get it past. I couldn't decrease that swelling no matter what I did. So I applied that and the swelling went down within 2 days. So that really showed me I could see some visual results with that.
I've seen pictures, Tina, and we're not going to show them today because they're quite graphic, but I've seen those pictures of your horse. And I have worked for a veterinarian. My former husband was a veterinarian, and I couldn't believe the damage that was done to your horse's foot. And to think that your horse recovered and is actually, you're beginning to maybe even ride her now after only about 8-9 months. I'm in awe of these. So when you started using these patches in your business, which was already a thriving business for 19 years, helping horses, how did adding this technology help your business?
Yeah. What I found was I used them on my horses. I really liked the idea of them because they are for people and horses. They did a nice clinical trial on over 100 horses, which I'll talk about later. But I saw the results. I felt the results. I saw the results in my horses, but it took a bit for me. I started to play with them. So I would bring them out to my sessions and start to use them. So it was like my own little clinical trial. And time again, I could not deny the results, the pain relief within seconds to minutes. Every single horse seemed to respond in a positive way. So over a few months, August, I was introduced to the business and the company and the products. And then November, I integrated it into my practice.
There's a particular horse, and we have a picture of this here, of the amazing results in 10 minutes. Can you just tell us about this horse and how they applied it and what happened?
Yes, absolutely. What I really like about this, I'm a visual person. I know there's a lot of people out there that are visual people, but they did, like I said, the clinical trial out of 100 horses, 94 out of 100 had positive results with decrease in pain and inflammation. And 94% in a clinical trial is amazing anyway. But the before photo that you're looking at is the reds and the purples and everything, and those are indications of heat. And where there's heat and inflammation, there's also pain. And you have that top picture of that, and then you have the bottom, and that's after application, and you have that decrease. There's less red. That's really brought that heat and inflammation down. What's substantial about this is these before and after photos are only 10 minutes apart and one application, where I've seen before and after photos with other modalities for horses, and it's multiple applications and weeks apart. So we're getting these results so quickly, and the horses are getting relief so quickly. Greg and Bonnie were so kind to create a video and a demo of me using these light therapy AccuLife patches. So what I want to do is I want to play it and give you a little demo of how they work, what they're doing in the body, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Tina Colter. I'm an equine therapist. I've been practicing with horses and dogs, the occasional cat, for the last 18 years. I'm certified in alignment and acupressure massage. I've been introduced to this company for a while now, and I have put it into my practice because it is something that I can put into the back pocket of any of my clients. It sits on acupressure points, allowing us to unblock meridians, acupressure meridians, and allow pain to move through and out of the body. So it's not masking the pain, which I really like. It is allowing the pain to get released from the body. So I will do a quick little patch demo if Kodo allows me. Is we just go along and we feel in little meridian areas and where he reacts. See how he twitched? That is a reactive area. So what I would do is I would patch that area, and we have two patches, white and a tan. And we put white on right and tan on the left. There's wither. And we place it right here. I'm just taking one of the sides of the adhesive off. What you do the other side, you do the other with the white. And you can go along. And very quickly, so I'm going to leave that because I'm just going to see if it's going to just push out this way, because I have seen that happen. Yeah, so I would like to patch this area as well. And Kodo's being so good. He's hanging out. They know when
he actually liked it.
He does like it. If he didn't like it, he'd be leaving.
No.
Listen,
So we have it here. I'm just going to, those are the only places that he has reacted. And then we just wait a couple of minutes and then we'll recheck those. But I just want to check down here. We go along and there's no reaction there. It's just in this area. Right?
He liked you.
So if we press in this area again, there's no wither reaction. It's that quick, which at first surprised me, but the more I use these patches with horses, still a little sensitive here, so we'll just let this settle down. But it does allow it to move out a lot quicker. Okay, that's it. So we're always looking for a release like this, licking and chewing and dropping of the head. And those are indications where a horse is starting to release things. So the patches can work right away or they can take a little bit to work, but still, he always keeps coming to where I have them in this. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Alright. Yeah, so actually, this is interesting, is he's reacting more. And that's okay, because sometimes what can happen is there can be an influx of the inflammation, the whole transfer, and so sometimes it can get a little more sensitive before it starts to flow out. I have seen that sometimes. Yeah, and so it's not a terrible thing, but we're just going to let this go. We're just going to let him sit with it on for a little bit, and then we're going to come back in like half an hour or so. But I think for him, it's actually woken the area up, and that is okay. It just takes a little bit for it to just sort of increase, and then it will decrease. Okay, so that's always a good thing to see. Yeah, this is AccuLife. They come with 2 patches, a tan and a white, because of the polarity, and the white patch goes on the right side of the body, polarity reasons. I really like that Koto's sort of licking and chewing, dropping his head. His eyes are starting to close, so he's starting to relax a little bit. But the tan sits on the left side of the body, and the white sits on the right. 12 hours on and 12 hours off. But with the AccuLife, it is only used as needed. It's not a preventative. It's to unblock the chi through acupressure points throughout the body. So we can use them in all different areas. Hi. Shoots over. So if he was sensitive down here or over here, then you could do that as well. But these are the main areas that you feel along the side. Right here. It's getting better. We're just going to let it sit for a bit.
That was a fun day out in the corral with the Koto and the dogs.
Yeah, I love it when the horses want to hang out. I really liked it that he didn't have his halter on.
Yeah, so that showed, you were sharing with us the indication of pain, that twitching. I'm sure some horses react even more. Mm-hmm. And then how quickly it was eradicating. And also what I learned is the pain can move and move on out. And what you were sharing is it can get actually worse before it gets better, which is not worse, but more intense before it gets better. We find that in homeopathy and some other healing modalities as well. And so curious, going back to your horse, when the severe injury on the foot, and were there other patches beside the AccuLife that you have you tried on horses?
Yes, absolutely. I've tried the other ones. There's a stem cell activating patch that I placed because AccuLife decreases inflammation, allows the body to, when we decrease the inflammation, then we allow the body to heal a little bit better. But there's some other patch, which is like the X39, which activates our own stem cells to act younger. And when we can do that, wound repair, tissue repair, everything increases or speeds up, and we can get into deeper areas. So I'm looking forward to seeing a before and after of the joint capsule that was affected for my horse, as well as another one that I used. Once I used the AccuLife to decrease the pain, to make her feel more comfortable, the X39 and carnosine, which really goes down to it affects the bioelectrical properties of the organs. And that's a mouthful, but what that actually means is it's going down to the organ level and healing at the organ level. And on that way, heart, tissues, ligaments, tendons, it's a nice antioxidant that we already have in our body. And we activate it to be even more when we place these patches on with the phototherapy process. But the key thing about this is nothing's going in the body. What's happening is we're activating pathways that we have in our body and stimulating what's already in our body to start responding at a younger state. And then that's when you see the repair increase, the damage decrease, and it just takes it to a completely new level of healing.
Mm-hmm. That is so exciting. Now, thinking of horses and dirt, and how do you keep those patches on, Tina? What's the trick here?
Well, I was looking at it going, are they going to stay on? But they actually stay on substantially well. When I was placing them on my horse's leg, I used a vet wrap, or I wrapped it with the vet wrap, and when they're on top of the back, it's kind of like a table anyway, so it tends to stay on, and the adhesive isn't overly sticky, but as long as they're not super dirty or wet or too clean, shiny clean with our conditioners, they tend to stay on quite well. If you are having issues with it, then, we have maybe used 1 drop of crazy glue on the adhesive just to keep it sticking on, but rarely do we have to do that. They stay on pretty well.
That's wonderful. Pretty amazing. Thinking of the horses, you said you also sometimes have worked with dogs and maybe even cats. Share a little bit about that.
Yes, I have been. Through my schooling and the certification, we did work on dogs as well, mainly focusing on horses. But when you show up to different barns and there's all the critters around, sometimes they are at a last resort and they just ask, have you ever worked on that? I worked on one cat that was walking around like a raccoon because it fell out of a tree. And after that, we just, made sure and got a new lease on life and started walking around like a cat again, not a raccoon all hunched up. So,
oh, what a great story. And I suppose, having had a horse myself, when we're trailering horses, stuff happens to animals, especially horses. They're always getting into trouble somehow. But have you seen that using them, I guess that what I'm trying to say is that they're so small that you could take them anywhere if you're traveling with your animals. Is that one of the features it's so nice about that they're small? And
yeah, what I really like, actually, there's so many of the patches that I really like to implement with animals, and the Equine, which decreases stress and inflammation, we're finding really good results with anxious horses, stressed out horses. If they're anxious to trailer and we use the application with the Equine, it decreases inflammation as well, but it also decreases the stress hormone. And when we can do that, the horses tend to just relax a lot more. I have a farrier who used the Equine on his wife's horse that was really hard to trim her feet. And it just changed the whole personality of the horse. So his wife walked out and said, "What did you do to my horse?" Because she just had her head dropped. She was just sleeping as he was trimming her feet, and that wasn't something that she normally did for him. So we're seeing a lot of those results with them as well.
So farriers, this might be their best friend. I do remember we were at the barn with Kodo, and you patched Kodo before he had his horseshoeing done, and it was because his one of his hips were kind of tight, and within minutes it was so easy for him to pick up his rear foot, and the shoer was very happy about that.
Absolutely.
So that for something like that, it might be a real blessing for people who have hard to shoe horses because they're in pain, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. There's stiffness that occurs. And if we can decrease that pain and inflammation, their range of motion improves, and it makes them more comfortable to stand there on 3 legs for farriers. And it makes the farrier's back probably not hurt as much for, having to hold up more than he or she needs to. Yeah, it's a win-win for everyone. What I do really like about this is when I get phone calls of, can you come out and see my horse? Sometimes I can't get out there for 1 or 2 weeks, depend on bookings and such. This has allowed me to be able to share this with clients, to be able to give their horses or animals some relief. It's a really nice value added to what I do for animals, but it also gives, we can put that in the pocket of people. Anybody can use these to help their animals to feel better. Nothing goes in the body, which, then we don't have to worry about organs or stomach issues or anything like that.
One of the other nice things I've seen you do is that we're working with some gentlemen down in Texas with their standard bred horses, and they're athletes. Horses if they're in service to barrel racing, the standard breds, long distance riding, you actually can work from afar because they can use, with the miracle of modern technology, twice here, you can actually work with them and they can show you their horse and what's going on. I thought that was an amazing new way to work from afar. So do you have some clients, as you said, that maybe you can't get out there, but you can help them anyway?
Yeah, but when I decided to implement this, I had no idea what was going to happen. But I have been on Zooms or face-to-face in the middle of fields with people in Alberta and Texas. I'm working with people in Chicago. So I had no idea how it would branch out. And I am so passionate about helping animals feel better, but I didn't know when I said yes and to integrate this into my business that I could see myself helping even further away. I mean, I'm working with people in England, so this has really allowed me to stay where I'm at, but expand outward to further than I could have ever imagined. Yeah,
that's fantastic. So you decided to incorporate this into your business by just trying it yourself and seeing what happened, and then it just moved forward naturally because it was so helpful, it sounds like.
Yeah, it wraps around my life. I use it on myself because it really made sense. We sit here. I just remember before this, I was going to bed and I was like, I am just sore, achy and pain. And I was on a really nice high-end supplement. I was on everything, but I was still sore. And I just didn't agree with this aging process because I've heard people just say, well, it's just because I'm getting older. And I just refused to believe that I needed to be okay with this. And at the same time, I was kind of stomping my feet because, I was sore. So I was introduced to this for my horse, started using it as well. So I wasn't really paying attention to my results. And I can't exactly tell you when it happened, but I don't go to bed with aches and pains anymore. I own an acreage. We do fencing. I go out there. I do rock picking. I know that's everybody's favorite is rock picking. And I come into the house and I'm not sore anymore. And my day doesn't end around 5 o'clock and my list gets pushed to the next day. I have this cool energy that's there where if I have something to do at 7 o'clock at night, it's not something I think about. I just do it because my body doesn't ache anymore. I'm able to help more horses because I feel better and my day lasts a lot longer. So it just integrates into people and horses. And when we feel better, people can feel that and we can get a lot done and just enjoy our lives a bit more. I want to play this video to show you how these patches work in our bodies and how they activate different pathways. So enjoy.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. when the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants. These free radicals are neutralized naturally. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative powers and provide specific health benefits, all without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals, all helping you to stay healthy and young. To find out more, contact your distributor or visit lifewave.com. LifeWave. Live long. Live well.
So this amazing technology is not only for horses, but humans.
Yeah.
And some other pets as well. And you found it very helpful in your practice.
Mhm.
And we so appreciate you, Tina. And if anyone would like to get a hold of Tina, it's tinacoltertherapy.ca, as she's in Canada. And we encourage you to check this out for horses and humans and their pets.
Yeah.
And Tina, we thank you so much.
And I can relate to the rock picking. I spent quite a bit of my summers picking rocks. So,
Yeah, there's no sense in any of us hurting as we grow older. We've got a solution for that. You've got a solution for that, Tina.
due to lack of interest, aging has been canceled.
That's right.
That
That's
is
right.
I refuse.
Well, thank you so much, Tina. We really appreciate you and all that you're doing for horses and their owners.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you.